Rogers Radio Show. Yes, folks, it's the Roy Rogers Radio Show for the whole family. Adventure, suspense, mystery, and music. Starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, the Mellow Men, and an all-star cast. And now, here to greet you with a song and a story, Roy and Dale.
There's a story the gypsies know is true, that when your love wears golden earrings, she belongs to you.
Well, good evening, folks. Greetings again to the whole family. That song we were just singing always reminds me of the golden earrings Dale received as a present a while back. They were sent to her by some good friends of ours by the name of Henry and Jean Dixon. A few months ago, Henry and Jean moved to a village south of the border where Henry took a job of chief engineer for a gold mining company. One day a package came for Dale. It contained a pair of hammered golden earrings and a note inviting us to come down and visit the Dixons. Well, we'd always wanted to visit that part of the world, so we decided to go. You can drive to a small town called Manzanita, but from there, you have to take a riverboat about 40 miles upstream to get to the mining camp. The boat only makes 2 trips a week, so we worried about missing it.
We made it.
Yeah, but just barely. Looks like it's about ready to leave.
Hey, I'll get bullet and trigger loaded.
Okay, Pat. We'll take the luggage.
I guess we can park the car and the trailer over in that lot.
Right.
Roy? Dale?
What?
Yes? Roy, it's Jean Dixon.
Jean? Well, what's she doing here?
Oh, Roy, Dale, I'm so glad you got here.
Well,
We're
hello,
glad to see you, too, Jean.
We didn't expect you to meet us here.
We thought you'd be at the mining camp.
I know. I came up on the boat last Wednesday.
Senores, we are ready to cast off. Come aboard, por favor.
We'd better get aboard.
How's Henry?
That's why I'm here in Manzanita, Dale. I came to see the district governor. Henry's disappeared. We don't know if he's alive or dead.
Well, I guess we're all settled. Everything get aboard all right?
Everything's okay, Roy. I got bullet and trigger below in the animal stall.
Good. Now, suppose you tell us everything that happened, Jean, from the beginning.
Well, I'll try. You see, the mining camp is right on the edge of the Yaqui jungle.
Yankee jungle?
Yeah. Henry was kind to the Yaqui and tried to make friends with them. He gave them soap and sugar and tobacco and... Well, then suddenly, one night out of the clear blue sky, the Yaqui raided our camp and stole a month's diggings of gold.
Just what I've always said.
What?
You can't trust a darn Yankee. What part of the South does your husband hail from, Miss Dixon?
Oh, Pat, Jean's not talking about Yankees. She means the Yaquis.
Well, they're a fierce jungle tribe, Pat.
That's right. And from what I've heard, they're very superstitious.
That's true. They worship a spirit called Newbie Colorado.
Any relation to Denver, Colorado? You know, I got some friends in Denver by the name of Klein. He's a salesman for the...
Excuse me, Pat, but I don't think you understand. Newbie Colorado means red cloud in Spanish. The Yaqui spirit is a red spirit. They believe that the color red represents power and might. It's a holdover from the old fire worshippers.
Oh, Newbie, Colorado, huh?
Go on, Jean. You were saying that the Yaqui tribe raided the gold mine.
Yeah. Henry couldn't understand it since the chief had been friendly with him. Henry thought someone was behind it.
Who?
Well, he wasn't sure. But he was positive that the Yaqui wouldn't raid our camp unless they'd been instructed to.
Well, now, who'd do a thing like that?
Well, that's what Henry went into the jungle to find out.
You mean Henry went into the jungle all by himself?
Yes. He tried to get Mr. Larson to go with him, but he couldn't.
Who's Mr. Larson?
He's a guide, an old man and very ill. He's a cripple.
A cripple? Then how can he be a guide?
Well, his daughter Carol helps him onto a burro. He can ride once he gets on it. Mr. Larson knows the jungle better than anyone in this part of the country.
I see. Well, what happened? Why didn't Mr. Larson go with Henry?
Well, the day Henry wanted to leave, Carol came to us and said that her father had suffered a relapse, and he was too ill to go.
So Henry went alone?
Yes.
Had he ever been to the Yaqui village before?
No. No white man has ever been there.
Well, then how did he expect to find it?
Well, the jungle's a strange place, Roy. And jungle tribes are even stranger. They have their own methods of communication. Henry hoped that one of the tribesmen would see him in the jungle and send word to the Yaqui chief.
How long has it been since Henry went in search of the village?
A week, Dale. 1 week ago, Henry went into the jungle, and nothing's been heard of him since.
You say you intend to enter the jungle, Senor Rogers?
That's right, Captain.
To find Senor Dixon?
Yes.
You will never find him, Senor. The Yaquis, they are a treacherous tribe, uncivilized, interested only in hunting and making war.
Well, from what I understand, they're also interested in gold.
Gold, Senor?
Oh, they raided the mining camp a little over a week ago.
Madre de Dios. But that is so, how do you say, like giving water to a drowning man.
Really? Oh, why do you say that?
Well, the Yaquis are known to have more gold than any race of people in the whole world. I have seen their handiwork, Senor. They have golden earrings, golden sandals, knives of gold, plates of gold. Why, to the Yaquis, gold is practically worthless.
That must be the house.
Right. Better walk the horses in. We don't want to alarm Miss Larson and her father.
Okay. There's a girl on the porch. That must be Miss Larson.
Yeah, I see, and she's got a gun, a shotgun. Miss Larson!
Who are you?
Roy Rogers, friends of Dixon's. May we come up?
Oh, of course, Mr. Rogers. Come on. I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers. I hope the gun didn't frighten you. We have to be very careful out here, you know.
Of course. This is Dale Evans, Miss Larson.
How do you do?
Hello. Call me Carol, won't you? I've heard Jean and Henry speak of you, and of course, when we lived back in civilization, I saw all of your pictures.
Thanks.
Come in, please. Father's inside. I know he'll want to meet you. This way, Mr. Rogers, Miss Evans. Father's in here.
Yes, Carol, what is it?
We have some guests, Father. Roy Rogers and Dale Evans.
Oh, well, come in. Excuse me for not getting up, Miss Evans, Mr. Rogers, but as you can see,
Of course, Mr. Larson. I suppose you know why I've come to see you.
I can guess. You're visiting Jean, and she's told you about Henry's disappearance.
That's right.
I wish I could help you, Mr. Rogers. I wish I could have gone with Henry, maybe, if I hadn't been taken ill.
Father, you mustn't blame yourself. It wasn't your fault.
I...
Besides, Mr. Martinez should have organized a search.
Mr. Martinez.
Yes, he's the manager of the gold mine.
Oh? I guess we haven't met him yet.
He wouldn't send out a searching party for Mr. Dixon.
Why not?
Because he's afraid.
Now, Carol, you mustn't be too hard on Martinez. Of course he's afraid of the Yaqui. We all are.
Well, do you feel well enough to guide me into the jungle tomorrow?
I think so. Why?
Well, I want to look for Henry Dixon.
Oh. Well, sure, Mr. Rogers. I'll try to guide you. I think every man's entitled to a Christian burial.
Is everybody ready for supper?
Boy, am I. Lead me to it.
Take it easy, Pat.
Hey, what are we having, Dale?
Well, Jean fixed up a real nice palmetto salad, and for the main dish, we're having iguana stew.
Boy, iguana stew. I can taste it now. I haven't had any iguana since Dale.
Yes, Pat.
What's iguana?
Lizard.
Boy, I haven't had any iguana since lizard.
It's probably Mr. Martinez, Roy. Would you let him in?
Sure.
Senor Rogers?
Yes? Mr. Martinez?
Si, senor.
Oh, come in. Jean's expecting you.
Muchas gracias.
This is Dale Evans and Pat Brady.
How do you do?
It is an honor, senorita. Senor Brady.
We're just about to have supper, Mr. Martinez. Won't you join us?
Gracias, senora, but I only came to speak with Senor Rogers for the moment, if I may.
Well, sure. What's on your mind?
I hear you will go tomorrow into the jungle to look for Senor Dixon.
That's right.
Then, senor, if I may be permitted, I would like to accompany you.
What in the name
That's
of...
the camp alarm. Something's happened.
Come on.
Senor Martinez! Senor Martinez!
It is Torres, one of the guards. Si, Torres, ¿qué pasa?
Nube Colorado, senor. Nube Colorado, the red spirit, he comes. Look, senor! Look!
Torres, come back! Stupid native. He's becoming as bad as the Yaqui with their superstitions.
He's not superstitious, Mr. Martinez. Look there.
Dios, it is a red spirit riding a horse.
Take it easy, everybody. There is somebody on that horse, but he doesn't look very threatening.
Who's on it, Roy?
I can't see very well. It looks like a man dressed in red. Yeah, he's wearing a red mask, too.
Roy, you may not believe in Newby, Colorado, but that there sure looks like a red spirit, all right.
Quiet, Pat. Hey, he's slumped in the saddle. Maybe he's hurt. Here, help me lift him down, Pat.
All right.
Take his mask off, Dale.
All right. Roy! It's Henry. It's Henry Dixon. Roy, how is he?
I'm afraid I've got bad news.
Bad news?
Jean, you've got to be brave. Henry's very ill.
Ill?
Yes, he seems to be paralyzed.
Paralyzed? Oh, no.
Is there a doctor in the village?
No, senorita.
Roy, isn't there anything we can do?
I'm afraid not, Dale. It looks like the Yankees have given him some kind of narcotics. Some drug that's paralyzed his mind and body.
But naturally, senor. That is exactly what the Yaqui would do when they discovered that their great red spirit was a faker.
I'm not sure of that, Mr. Martinez.
But we saw it with our own eyes.
There may be more behind this than what meets the eye.
¿Por qué?
When's the next boat for Manzanita?
Tomorrow afternoon.
Good. Dale, tell Pat to get the animals ready. We're leaving tomorrow for Manzanita, and we're taking Henry with us.
I'm afraid I cannot permit that, senor.
Why not?
Senor Rogers, I am the manager of this gold mine. I am placed here by my superiors and charged with safeguarding the diggings and the gold. It is obvious that all our difficulty is the result of a plot by Senor Dixon.
That can't be true, Roy.
Go on, Mr. Martinez.
Under these circumstances, I must insist that we notify the authorities before he is moved. Senor Dixon is a thief. He has incited the Yaqui to attack us and steal our gold.
But he's ill. He needs a doctor.
He will have a doctor in due time, senorita. Now, if you will excuse me, I will double the guards. We must have no more trouble tonight. Senor Rogers, I protest. I will not permit you to...
Sorry, Mr. Martinez. I don't think there's much you can do about it. Mr. Dixon needs medical attention, and we're going to see that he goes back to Manzanita where he'll get it.
But I insist.
Are the animals aboard, Pat?
All stowed away below, Roy.
Good.
Atención! Report to Castro!
Well, goodbye, Mr. Martinez. You'd better get off the boat now unless you want to go to Manzanita.
I warn you, Senor Rogers. I intend to report this to the owners of the mine.
Good. You do that.
Bye!
All ashore who may be going ashore!
Boy, is he mad.
Okay, Pat. Unload the animals.
I just told you, Roy, they're all safely loaded. Unload the animals?
That's what I said.
What for? Hey, the boat's starting to move. We can't...
Senor Rogers, I would suggest that you move your party and luggage to the stern.
Okay.
As soon as we reach that bend downstream in the river, I will put you ashore.
Ashore? Hey, what's going on here?
It's no use, Pat. Roy's worked out an idea, and you know how he is when he decides to keep the idea to himself.
You just get the animals ready, Pat.
But ain't we going back to Manzanita?
Nope. We're going back into the jungle. Okay, Bullet. Keep going. We're following you.
You really think Bullet can lead us to where those drums are coming from?
I hope so, Pat.
Remember, Pat, dogs have much more sensitive hearing than human beings.
Yeah, I know, but, well, Bullet don't seem to be sure of himself like he usually is.
It's not easy to trace those drums, Pat.
There he goes, Roy. He's picked up the trail again.
Let's go.
Say, Roy, supposing we do locate the camp of these here Yankees, what do you think we'll find out?
Well, I hope we'll learn why they stole gold that they care nothing about. And who Newby, Colorado is.
Newby, Colorado? But we already know who that was. Mr. Dixon dressed up in a red costume.
I don't think so, Pat.
But we saw him with our own eyes.
I know.
You think the Yankees doped Henry Dixon and put the red costume on him to throw suspicion off themselves?
Not exactly, Dale.
Oh, it's no use, Dale. Roy ain't gonna tell us a thing.
Now, both of you have patience. I could be completely wrong about this. We'll have to wait until we...
Roy, Bullet's found something.
He stopped at the top of the hill.
Look, take it easy now. Walk the horses. We don't want to give ourselves away. Quiet, Bullet. Quiet, boy.
Roy, look.
Well, what do you know?
It's the Yaqui tribe. Looks like they're having a ceremonial of some kind.
Sure does.
Look over there.
Where?
That big rock. There's a figure standing on top of it.
Newby, Colorado.
That's right.
It's sure a figure dressed in red, all right.
The Yankees are praying to him.
Pat, keep your horse quiet.
Oh, quiet you. Whoa, whoa.
Pat, rein him in. You'll spoil everything.
I'm trying to, Roy, but I can't. Whoa, whoa now. Pat, come on back. Roy, help.
Roy, he's riding right into the middle of that tribe. Roy, Newby, Colorado. He's getting on a horse.
You got your guns, Dale?
Yes.
Well, fire some shots in the air. It may scare the Yankees, then ride in after Pat.
Where are you going?
See that red figure on that horse?
Yes.
I'm going after him. Come on, Trigger. Faster, boy. Faster. Maybe we are chasing the spirit. Come on, boy. Let's go, Trigger. We're gaining on him. Turn it on, boy. Let's go. A little closer, Trigger. Steady, boy. Steady while I jump him. All right, now, Mr. Newby, Colorado, hold still a minute. Oh, I see who you really are. Just let me get this mask off of.
All right, Mr. Rogers. I hope you're satisfied.
Miss Larson.
Come in.
I'd like to ask your daughter a few questions, Mr. Larson.
Yes, of course. I've just been talking to her. I think I've convinced her how wrong she was.
It's not true. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't. That gold was rightly ours, Father's and mine. One more raid on the camp and we would have had enough. We could have left this miserable jungle and gone back to civilization. You could have had medical care, Father.
But the gold isn't ours, Carol.
Look at my father, Mr. Rogers. A hopeless cripple. Do you know how he got that way? An accident in the mine. Then Martinez and his backers took it over. Oh, they were very generous. They gave Father a pension. Pension. Barely enough to exist on even in the jungle.
I can see how you felt, Miss Larson, but your father's right. The gold isn't yours. However, most of what you had the Yankees steal for you has been recovered. I'll explain to the authorities in Manzanita. Maybe they'll be lenient with you. Well, we'd better get packed, Dale. Pat, you too, Miss Larson. The boat will be leaving shortly.
Imagine a pretty girl like that.
Did she plan the whole thing, Roy?
Yes, she studied the Yaqui tribe and learned about their red spirit, Newby, Colorado. Then she decided to impersonate the spirit and instructed the tribe to raid the camp. And when Henry Dixon accidentally found him, she tried to have him killed, but the Yaqui chief refused. Henry was his friend.
So he drugged him instead.
Yes.
And Miss Larson put the red costume on him and sent him back thinking that we'd think that he was stealing the gold.
Will Henry recover from the drug, Roy?
Yes. The chief says it will gradually wear off in about a week. He'll be as good as new.
Say, how did she get the red suit of Newby, Colorado back again? The last time we saw it, it was in Jean's house.
She stole it, Dale. Jean noticed it missing and told me. I went to Mr. Martinez, and we faked the argument at the boat so everyone would be convinced that we were really going downstream to Manzanita.
Hey, that's the boat. We better get started.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I have a few more things to pack. Souvenirs of our trip into the jungle, a red costume, and a pair of golden earrings.
And, folks, that's a story I'm always reminded of whenever I hear the song Golden Earrings.
There's a story the gypsies know is true, that when your love wears golden earrings, she belongs to you. An old love story that's known to very few. But if you wear these golden earrings, love will come to you. By the burning fire they will glow with every coal. You will hear desire whisper low inside your soul. So be my gypsy, make love your guiding light, and let despair of golden earrings cast their spell tonight.
There's an old love story that's known to very few. But if you wear these golden earrings, love will come to you.
By the burning fire they will glow with every coal. You will hear desire whisper low inside your soul. So be my gypsy, make love your guiding light, and let despair of golden earrings cast their spell tonight.
That's all for now, folks. This is Roy Rogers saying to all of you from all of us, goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. See you next week.
The Roy Rogers Show is presented each week at this time through the facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.